What up? It's your boy Chris Lee, aka the Gamer Dad. See, I think we already good introductions, right? Now we never good introductions. This might be your first time seeing who I am and what I do. So let me introduce myself to you and let you know what I do on this channel. My name is Chris Lee, aka the Gamer Dad. So this is what I do. I give you honest to God reviews based off games that I purchased with my hard-earned money. I'm not giving game reviews based off what I'm paid. I'm not giving game reviews based off review copy, so I am pressured into giving good reviews. And I'm not going to trash a game just because it's what's cool and what everybody else is doing. I'm going to just give you straight up opinions based off what I experienced in these games. I buy these games just like you buy these games, so you better believe I'm going to give you the bucket naked truth. So let me help you see what's going on out here in this gaming community. So the game we're reviewing right now, in this episode, is Dead Space for the PlayStation 5. Now Dead Space is also on the Xbox as well, so pretty much going to be across the board the same, alright? Only difference is you have haptic feedback on the PlayStation 5 controller. That's literally the only difference, guys, alright? That's it. Now, I'm going to kind of do this by bullet points here. So let's just start with bullet point 1. What this game's about. Why should I purchase this game? Like, what is going on in this game for starters? Why is it called Dead Space? Listen, if you ever played Callisto Protocol, which is pretty much a game that came out recently, Callisto Protocol is made by the same studios as these guys. So with that being said, if you have played Callisto Protocol, then you're pretty much right at home. The story is not the same, but the premise is pretty much there. You trapped on a ship and you trying to hightail it off of this ship while trying to figure out the mystery of why things are taking place. Pretty much same concept here. Now your crew here is supposed to rendezvous with another crew on the ship to find out there's a whole bunch of nonsense. I'm talking about gnarly things took place. I'm talking about limbs everywhere, people crying, help me, please, take my arm off, oh Jesus, be beating me with it, help me. There's a lot of things going on right now. So what you're trying to figure out, why is this taking place? Wow, trying to find people who can help you get off this ship because your ship crashed. You see it tearing up on you. Everything's flying everywhere. Part of places, batteries flying out of controllers and stuff. Everything that's going haywire. And you trying to figure out how can we get off this ship, man? Something ain't right. Something ain't right out here. I'm seeing praying mantis people running around here. Where are we at? So your crew is investigating, trying to find out why is this taking place while trying to survive. So hence, it's a horror survivalist game. Now, with that being said, now you do get weapons. You get makeshift weapons. So you do get pistols. You do get a rifle as well. So you're not like running around here with sticks and bats or anything like that. You do have weapons to kind of combat these creatures, and they do a pretty good job. Now I'm gonna give you a little hint, a little tip. Don't worry about shooting them in the head. Shoot the limbs off. Because, trust me, I got in this game and I thought I was Rambo. I'm shooting them in the head and they still took me out. I'm like, why is this happening to me? Why, Lord? Why me? But I realized after watching other reviewers, you got to shoot the limbs off, then you stomp them in the head, and then you get whatever goodies you get. So you get like health packs, you get ammo, you get different upgrades from doing that. Just like a shooter, looter type of thing. Now, it's not really a heavy loot style type of a game, by the way. You do find ammo, you do find different audio logs to where you kind of get bits and pieces of the mystery, what's going on and what took place. But it's not a heavy loot game, so you don't have to worry about running to every nick and corner and cranny trying to figure out, okay, I can get this and get that. It's not that type of game. Alright, it is a linear game, so it's not an open world game. It's not a game of a service game. It's a story driven game, and it's a one-off. You beat the story, that's it. You might have a game plus you might can play, but that's it. Unless they think about doing DLC. But for the most part, it's a straightforward game. Now, with the crew, your guy is pretty much the maintenance guy. He's the one who kind of fixes anything that's going wrong on the ship, or the mechanic in a sense. So with that being said, he's a guy who's kind of thrown in the midst of all of this monstrosity, and he's the one who's pretty much running and gunning and trying to figure out what's happening while your crew is separated from you and they're trying to navigate your way through the ship as well. Excuse me. Now, as well as that being said, let's talk about the mechanics of this game by playing it on a PlayStation 5. Okay, Now, the mechanics on this game is pretty much straightforward. It's not nothing very difficult. To the most part, you shoot them just how you normally shoot with a game. You just kind of bang, bang. And pretty much the mechanics are the same. Now, you do have waypoints that's really helpful, pretty much like navigation. So if you want to know how to get to the next objective, you can just hit R3, or on the Xbox controller, I'm guessing it's L3. I'm not really sure. But it's the same concept, and it kind of give you waypoints to get to your next objective. You do have the manual save though. So you have like little terminals that you run into where you manually save your game. You also run into checkpoints where you have the option to kind of like upgrade your weapons, or kind of upgrade your suit, or upgrade your abilities that you may get throughout the progress of the game. So that's really cool. That's really fun. And that's the waypoint, as you just saw, as it kind of let him know where he needs to go. Now, the graphics of the game is really polished, really good, really great, really well lit scenes, very detailed items around you. I really love a very detailed, very a very well rendered out game. With that being said, you do find these creatures very hideous, which I like to say to the creators, you did a fantastic job on that, because these praying mantis people, or whatever they are, man, they're very creepy when you play this game at night. Trust me, my first encounter with one of these dogs, I was like, oh snap, what is that? You know what I mean? So you're doing a good job. Now I know what I'm looking at, what I'm getting into. But at first I was taken back a little bit, especially when I'm shooting them in the head and they ain't dropping. I got to shoot the limbs off. So that's very cool. And you love interacting, you love having these encounters. So you won't be running, you won't be hiding. You do a lot of kind of like running straight towards the fire type of mentality in this game, which is really cool. There's a lot of cool different parts in this game that's really fun on how you interact with these fighting these creatures. And as you see what's going on in the background there. Excuse me. Now we already talked about the kind of story. We already talked about the gameplay for the most part. We already talked about the graphics, the graphic output. Now, let's just pretty much talk about like what all to expect in this type of game. Do you die a lot in this game? Do I die? Is it like a game where I'm getting straight mollywhopped the whole game? Yes and no. It's pretty much where if you ever played a survival horror, then you kind of know the premise on kind of what to do and what not to do. But if you haven't, it's pretty most part just keep your leaves, stay at arms, stay as a distance from these creatures as much as possible, and use your elements around you. So you have different elements around you that kind of help take down these enemies as well. I'm not going to spoil anything, but you will see those elements that you can use to help take them down. Now as well, with that being said, it's not a very punishing game. So it doesn't punish you in a fact to where you just like rage quit. No, it's not at all that. Now, however, to be fair, I am playing this on normal mode. So now, if those who playing it in ultimate difficulty, then obviously you have a different outcome. Throughout the game, you kind of taking different parts and different pieces. It's almost like a puzzle. So you're taking a battery out of this generator, moving it to this generator in order to open up this corridor door to get to this objective. So you do run into that a lot, which is very straightforward. And then you find yourself with these workbenches where you kind of like build your weapons. This is his first time making his first weapon. And I think that's pretty cool, man. That looks like something you'd get from out of Lowe's or Home Depot. I think that's really solid. Now, with that being said, this weapon is very, very dope. And you get another one throughout the game very shortly after that. That's very awesome as well. And there's much more weapons that you'll get throughout the game, throughout the progress of the game, which I'm not going to spoil anything. So I think I did mention when you get to these checkpoints, you can upgrade your suit and upgrade your ammo and upgrade your abilities and whatnot. On the back of his back there, that's his health. So the lower it is, you can hit O in a sense to kind of like use your health pack. If you're out of health packs, you can pretty much do a little bit of scrounging through different rooms. You'll find a health pack, or if you run into another enemy, and if you defeat them, you get a health pack that way as well. And then you do have this almost like this force ability from Star Wars in a sense to where you can kind of like use the force grip to slow down objects or slow down corridor doors so you can get through them, or slow down enemies or move objects around. But that is ability that you do get in the game as well shortly within the opening scenes of the game, and you do kind of build onto that and upgrade those perks as well. As you see there, he's getting, ammo and whatnot. So getting ammo in this game, or getting different pieces that you need to kind of like to complete your objective is very straightforward. It's not something that where it racks your brain or it's like a huge puzzle. All right. Now, we talked about gameplay, we talked about story, we talked about graphics, we talked about what to expect in the game. Now, I know y'all want to know, Chris, just get to the point. What is your review on this game? How do you think this game is, especially if you've never played the Dead Space game at all? What is this something I should pick up? Is this something I should spend $74 on, or in some of the states perhaps 80, or if not more money based off your sales tax or your state you stay in? My answer to that is, yeah, sure. Because I never played Dead Space, ever. I've had the game on my Xbox years ago, on the first Xbox, or the second Xbox rather, but I never technically really played it for sure, so I'm not going to disguise myself as a day one fan. So coming into this game as a newcomer, I was pleasantly surprised that this game was able to hit all the points that Callisto Protocol failed miserably at. So if you play Callisto Protocol, again, you're right at home. But if you haven't, it is a survival horror game, and it is a mystery. So you're trying to figure out what's going on. So I much recommend this game for anybody who's looking to pick up a good story-driven game, something where you can just relax, kind of spend a good Saturday, a good day off, just really grinding through playing. I really enjoyed this game. On a scale from 1 to 5, however, I would give it a strong 3. I give it a strong 3 mainly because of so far the story seems very, very, very mysterious. Really keep you going to figure out what the next piece of the puzzle is. There is a few cutscenes in here that kind of give you a little bit of intel. So as well, I didn't give it a 5 because again I haven't completed the game. But so far the mechanics, the gameplay, the graphics, everything so far, I'm really enjoying this game. So yes, I would recommend this game to anybody who's out here looking to purchase. But again, that's my honest to God review. So if you like these reviews so far, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Pretty please, help me please. I need the subscribers. The more subscribers I get, the more content I can put out. I can quit my day job. I can be with you all day. We can talk about games all day. But also, I do other things on this channel as well as podcasts. So check out the Kickback Podcast as well for something, other topics that I discuss as well. I will be uploading videos on here. If you have Facebook, you can find me at Chrislee, which is KHRISLEE on Facebook. You'll see like a little Apple emoji guy with a red beanie. That's me. All right. So far, I've been loving the newcomers I've been having to my channels. Welcome. Thank y'all. Welcome aboard. Thank you for supporting. And I'm going to keep this ship going. Peace.